Alright, back again. And I figured I'd show off my Virtual Boy collection again. I made a video about a year ago, but I just feel like it needs a new revision of the video. One in full HD also. I think that one was done in 720. So here is, if you watched Gamester81's review, he mentioned how you could rent the Virtual Boy from Blockbuster for, I think it was like 20 bucks or something. I don't quite remember. It was a ridiculously low price. And when you rented the system, they gave it to you in a case. Now, this is the Blockbuster case that they gave to you when you rented the system. It looks a lot bigger than it really is on camera. It's made of kind of like a cheap thin plastic. You can push on it and bend it. But it is quite solid. And most of the time on eBay, when you buy these things, these little clips to hold it shut wind up breaking off. And same with the handle, so you got to be careful buying these on eBay. I picked mine up, I think it was around 50 bucks, and it's pretty cool. I recommend picking one up just to store your Virtual Boy console in it so it doesn't get damaged or really dusty. So looking inside, it is nice foam padded. Most of the ones on eBay also, these little foam sections get ripped out or really messed up. Mine's not too bad. The foam is barely in there on this side. But this section right here holds your stand. You have a little wall charger holding place, your regular controller, and of course the Virtual Boy slides right in this section. So pretty cool. Since I don't use the wall charger, I just throw my games in this section, and it holds them quite well. So for 50 bucks, I recommend picking it up. Make sure everything works so like the hinges aren't broken. So moving on to the system, I have everything for this system except for the box. I do not have the box for the system, but I have the manual. I have my Virtual Boy, which is in pretty good condition. For some reason, the red always shows up as kind of a pinkish red. In real life, it's not red or pinkish at all. So I don't know why the camera tends to pick it up that way. Same with the game footage. It's a lot darker color red in real life than it is over the camera. So this is my Virtual Boy. Now you can take this off to clean it. Mine's pretty stiff over the years. I have this one right here, which is kind of old, which if I could pull it off. I have this one on another Virtual Boy, and this one's kind of, they get frayed, and the foam gets really, really weak. This one's actually surprisingly in really good condition. But this one, kind of faded, not doing so good. I gotta glue some of this back down. But they're kind of hard to come by on eBay in good condition. This one came with my Virtual Boy, this one that I bought. Same with my stand. They usually work pretty good, except I have a tiny crack starting on my Virtual Boy, so I don't know how well that comes up. I gotta be careful using this thing. Overall, I don't know, it looks a little bit bigger in maybe the review. It's not that big, not that heavy. But I do have that modded one that I made over here. Now, I bought this on eBay for, I think it was like 25 bucks broken. And what I did was, it had the problem where one of the eyepieces did not work in it. So I wound up taking it apart, seeing what's wrong with it, and I fixed it. Put it back together, and now I have a working Virtual Boy that I can wear on my face. And these straps I pulled off of a old headlamp flashlight. So, and I epoxied them to the actual Virtual Boy. The only part that didn't work was the left side. It actually came undone last night when I was wearing it, so I had to re-epoxy it. Well, I super glued it first to hold it, and then I just epoxied it all over the place, which you can see. So let's go into my game collection. I have quite a bit of games. I'm going to tell you guys the price range and what games to pick up that I think are pretty cool. I have every North American game, and I think one or two Japanese games. I have Red Alarm. I think it's pretty cool, but at times I do think it can be tough to navigate through the wireframe. But overall, pretty cool game. I recommend picking it up. This one's only like 15 bucks. Not that expensive. Tolero Boxer. Pretty cool. First-person fighting game. You know, robots. I think it's pretty cool. I think I got mine for like 10 bucks at the flea market. Pretty cool. Right here I have the Japanese version of Vertical Force. I picked up the Japanese one just because it was cheaper on eBay, but they are identical in every way to the American one. So, pretty cool game also, a little space shooter. I have a Galactic Pinball. I can't honestly rate this game since I'm not a pinball, like a virtual pinball fan on home consoles. I like real pinball, but I guess if you're into pinball games, it's a pretty cool game, so I think that was like $10 to pick up. V Tetris. This is the Japanese release of Tetris. I wouldn't recommend picking this up unless you find it for cheap, just because it's plain old Tetris on the Virtual Boy. So I'd rather pick up 3D Tetris. Panic Bomber, same thing. Kind of like a Tetris knockoff, where you have to like rotate the little circles, which are bombs. It's alright. I think that was pretty cheap too. Golf, surprisingly, was more expensive. It was around $30 I paid for it. And it's just plain old golf, just in red and black. Not a big golf game fan anyway. Here's 3D Tetris. This is, I think, is pretty cool. I paid, I think, $30 for this one, 25, and you get a 2.5 3D environment that's really cool. I recommend picking it up. It's kind of hard to explain without playing it. Ooh, here's a good game, Mario Clash. This takes your old Mario Bros and kind of makes a 3D depth to it with turtles and those little spiky things. It's pretty cool. It's when you get to the bonus stage and the coins fall down and fly at you, it's a really cool 3D effect. I recommend picking that one up too. Ooh, Wario Land. This I paid, I think, $25 for on eBay, and I definitely recommend picking up a Virtual Boy just for this game. It's a great game. I will say, I think probably it's better than the one on Game Boy. As for Spunky Bowling, not a fan of bowling games, but if you're into bowling, it's a pretty cool collector's item just because it's the only game with Nestor in it. So, pretty cool. You have Virtual League Baseball. I'm not a big baseball game fan, but it's kind of cool being out, seeing all the players kind of from like a bird's eye view as you're playing. I think this was around $15, so I see some of those go on eBay in the box sealed brand new for $40, so the game's really not that expensive. I have my second to most expensive game here. This is Waterworld. This game cost me $50, and it's not very fun. The only reason I picked it up is just because it is hard to find. So, unless you can find one for really cheap, I wouldn't recommend picking it up. This game is incredibly fun, but also incredibly expensive. It's Jack Bros. This, I think, was a great game, just that this copy I'm holding cost me $100. So, unless you're willing to throw out, anywhere from 80 to 120 just for a loose cart, I wouldn't recommend picking it up until you find like a cart for really cheap. So, you're probably wondering where my Mario Tennis at. It is actually in the Virtual Boy right now. And I'm going to plug that back in and show you what the gameplay looks like. And the game actually goes in underneath in the front and snaps in. Now, the Virtual Boy is pretty cool. Hold on, I gotta grab the controller. There we go. My room's a little messy. Now here's the controller. It's pretty cool. You have two D-pads. I know there's only, I think, 2 games that utilize the right D-pad, unfortunately. I think it's Telro Boxer and Vertical Force. I'm not sure about that, but I think those... I know Telro Boxer, I'm 100% sure that uses the right stick. But the left one obviously is used for all games. Just typical left stick or left D-pad. Select start A and B, or B and A. And then you have your power switch here. The batteries go in the back in this big tumorous looking lump. And then you have 2 right and left buttons. So you plug the controller on the right side underneath, if I can get it in. Sometimes the controller ports are kind of... There we go. Here's what the bottom of the system looks like. It has this little area where you clamp it on. You have your volume scroller, headphone jack. On the left side you have the controller port and an extension port, which was meant to link up Virtual Boys together, I guess you could say. But unfortunately that extension port was never used. So starting up, let me turn my light off. Unfortunately, there's no easy way to film this system. Automatic pause means that it'll pause, I think, every 30 minutes, so you can take a break. I've never had that happen before. It reset by itself. I don't know why. Let's try that again. Unfortunately, you guys will not get any 3D effect, but it does look pretty cool here. Oop. Oh, and it reset again. I don't know why it's doing that. I think part of the reason is the batteries are low. So, that's it for now. Ooh, 11 minutes. I haven't made a video this long in a while. So thanks for watching, and if you want any actual game reviews on any certain games, just let me know and I'll put one up. I'll put one up of Jack Bros if you guys are really interested. So thanks for watching, and I'll put up another video soon.